We are all called here for a reason, to fulfill some special purpose, a mission, to contribute something unique, something that wouldn't have existed if you hadn't arrived. It's called your hero's journey. And every hero needs a mentor, a guide, an ally, one with unique wisdom, insight, proven experience, one who's traveled the road before and is willing to show you the way, to protect you, aid you, and accelerate your path to victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, your success mentor, Darren Hardy.
Welcome, everybody. Delighted that you are here. Amazing to see people from all over the world who have announced themselves in the chat. Last time I checked, we had people here from over 40 different countries registered. So thank you for showing up for whatever time it is where you are. I will do my best to make this a productive experience for all of you. And all of you should be congratulated. It is a well-known fact that only the top 3% of people in any industry will show up to important educational events like this. It's only those that are seeking the edge, those pushing to get ahead, and those wanting to uniquely position themselves to prosper. And obviously, funny enough, those are the same people who always end up being the most successful in the end. What a coincidence, right? Well, you have showed up, and I respect that. It tells me a lot about the type of leader and achiever you are. So, welcome. Terrified and excited. That is how I feel about the year ahead. How about you? As we gaze into the horizon of 2024, we can see a future that is fraught with both perilous dangers and staggering opportunities. Either way, 2024 will be a transformative year. A lot is about to change. And as leaders, whether you're building a company, leading a team, or stewarding your family, you're about to navigate your troops through storms of epic proportions. So, how do you feel? Are you well prepared to dance with the tempest that 2024 promises to be? Let me give you just a heads up of what's looming out there on that horizon as we look forth. There are 5 major storm surges that we can expect ahead. Number 1, economic volatility. We are about to step into an era of economic turbulence unparalleled in recent memory. Inflation remains a ravenous beast. Purchasing power is dwindling. Consumer confidence is hitting new lows. The consumer sentiment repercussions will reverberate through every facet of your business, your team, and the marketplace. So steel yourself and prepare your team. Dangers and opportunities will be abundant. Number 2, there will be lots more tech disruption. The unrelenting tide of technological advancement is not just reshaping our entire world, it's revolutionizing job roles and transforming industries at a breakneck pace. Staying ahead in this rapidly evolving landscape will not just be a competitive advantage, it will become a question of survival. And if you can believe it or not, the pace of that change is about to accelerate. Once again, causing both existential dangers as well as unprecedented opportunities. And number 3, the misinformation epidemic. The truth is harder to find than ever. Have you noticed? We find ourselves in a deluge of misinformation, and this is about to explode. The bewilderment of misinformation complicates our roles as leaders as we strive to be the guides of clarity and confidence and that North Star truth for our teams and families. You will need to be proactive in your protecting and supporting the mental and emotional fitness of those under your stewardship. Number 4, global conflicts. Geopolitical tensions are no longer distant over their concerns, particularly as every aspect of them are being played out blow by blow on everybody's social and digital news feeds. These conflicts touch and impact not just our operations, but the lives and hearts of our teams, vendors, and customers. It only adds to the list of things to give your attention, your concern, and your decision-making to as a leader of your tribe. And then number 5, social political division. As we approach a presidential election year, the societal stakes are higher than ever. And going into the campaign season with the economic pressures mounting, the rise of deep fake technologies advancing, and global actors actively trying to manipulate the presidential election, all this is expected to significantly escalate social strife and tribal division. So, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself. We are about to enter perhaps the most tumultuous period in recent memory, one that could reshape our world in ways we've never seen before. But here is the beacon of hope. Amidst this chaos, there lies an opportunity for unprecedented growth and market or career advantage. The 5 meta skills that I'm going to disclose to you here are not just essential tools for navigating these turbulent times, they are your keys to thriving if you choose, no matter the disruptions of the future. For those of you who don't already know and are thinking to yourself, hey, who the hell is this guy anyway? Just briefly, okay? I am the active advisor and mentor to thousands of today's top global CEOs and business leaders. As an entrepreneur myself, I've built and sold more than a dozen successful companies in a dozen different industries. And for a quarter of a century, I was the central figurehead of the success media industry, leading 3 success-focused television networks and publishing Success Magazine, putting me on speed dial to the top leaders in the world. All that to say, when I speak of what lies ahead, understand that these insights are derived from a deep engagement with the forces shaping our global landscape. So in our time together here, I will reveal the 5 domains every leader must master to capitalize on the unique opportunities of 2024. So please be sure that you are paying close attention. And as a commitment to further help and guide leaders to be a positive force amidst this chaos, I am assembling a special leadership community cohort for 2024. I'll let you know about how you might get to be a part of that as we progress here. Here's my goal during our short time together. Number 1, to create confidence where there was uncertainty. Number 2, to shatter confusion and replace it with clarity. And number three, to help you march into 2024 with conviction so that by the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to do to seize the opportunities ahead. Does that sound good? Okay, so I'm going to give you my A-level best for the brief time we're here together today because I have faith that you'll actually use and act on what I share with you here today. That's why I did all this and funded all this and showed up all shiny for this today, okay? Nothing pains me more, nothing hurts me deeper than somebody being given a life-changing idea, insight, or strategy, and then they just let it go to waste. So I'm going to give you my best, and in return, I ask for you to give your best, your focused attention, and your fast action on what it is that you hear, okay? Fair enough? Okay. Let's jump into the 5 meta skills that you need to thrive. First, let me define what a meta skill is so everybody is on the same page here. A meta skill is a foundational ability, okay? One that undergirds and amplifies other skills, enhancing their effectiveness. Think of it as the skill under the skills, meaning this is how the mastery of one skill can enable and empower many other skills, giving you massive leverage and an unbeatable advantage if you master these underlying meta skills. It'll make sense as we start to dig into these, okay? So the first meta skill that you want to master in 2024 is number 1, generative AI. Now, I know you've heard a lot about AI, and I hope that you have been discovering how AI isn't just another tool in the modern professional toolkit, but AI is the master key in unlocking expertise across any domain of knowledge work. This one tool is so powerful that somebody who currently has no experience, education, or background in a particular domain, if they master how to use generative AI, they can outperform an experienced, accomplished veteran in that domain. This is big time stuff here. Let me make sure that this is crystal clear to you, okay? Right now, somebody with 0 finance training or experience, if they master the meta skill of using AI, they can now dissect vast data sets, spot trends, extract valuable strategic insight, and deliver predictive analyses that a sophisticated, experienced analyst and financial expert couldn't do. Right now, somebody with 0 marketing experience, if they master the meta skill of using AI, they can conduct in-depth market analysis, track consumer trends, deliver competitive intelligence, and craft comprehensive market strategies that would leave the mouth of any chief marketing officer aghast. Right now, somebody with 0 HR experience, If they master the meta skill of using AI, they can identify patterns in team performance, engagement, and turnover, write personal curriculums for improvement for every member on the team, forecast staffing needs with accuracy, ensure strategic alignment with business goals, and protect the company around employment law compliance better than a 30-year HR veteran. And this is true in graphic design, software development, content creation, legal assistance, project management, and the list is endless. Anyone, get this now, with zero experience in those domains, but expert in applying generative AI can become instantly valuable and ultimately indispensable to an organization or a marketplace of clients. As you've probably heard before, AI is not going to replace human workers, but humans using AI will replace human workers not adept at using AI. Let me give you, for instance, okay? Take Stuart. Stuart is our AI integrator, and we'll use him as an example. Okay, so Stuart began with this as a content manager, working all behind the scenes, getting Darren Daily and Darren Daily On Demand distributed each morning, as well as acting as our librarian for our testimonials. His role was neither prominent nor highly paid. Initially, he wasn't even part of our core team huddles. But once Mariana started including him, Stuart showed himself to be highly competent, engaged, and capable. Then when this AI wave surged, you got to remember, this only started a year ago, right? Early in 2023, when everybody started to catch on that they needed to do something, I knew that we needed someone to learn, to keep up with, and to teach the rest of the team how to integrate AI into our enterprise. So with Stuart's keen interest and available bandwidth, Stuart became my go-to choice. And Stuart rapidly became invaluable in our organization with his dedication to learning generative AI. He leapfrogged several promotion levels, received a significant raise, and because he's bringing tools and guidance that help the rest of the team, he's also becoming quite beloved by everybody on our A team. Are you getting this? One skill made him capable and invaluable to all other skill domains in our organization, even though he personally did not have expertise in those domains. The second meta skill, and perhaps the most pivotal one, is this. So let me just take a sip so that I can prepare for this one. This is number 2, and perhaps the most pivotal one: leadership. There are 2 very important reasons why. A, in an era of rapid technological innovation where machines can now think and learn, and where AI and robots are taking over everything, the one thing robots can't replace is being human. While technology has changed radically, the human condition hasn't changed one iota. As humans, we need to connect with and be led by humans. One essential role robots cannot fill is the role of humans needing human leadership. Leadership isn't only about strategies or decisions. It's about understanding the human heart, uniting collective purpose, igniting personal passions, and realizing the human needs of your team. If you master leadership, you become indispensable in any industry. It will make you highly sought after. And there is a desperate need today for smart, skilled, and emotionally intelligent human leadership. And B, if you have the meta skill of leadership, you can step into any industry with zero experience or domain expertise in that industry and dominate. How? Because if you know leadership, you can recruit the expertise that you need and lead their performance to deliver on your vision, goals, and objectives. I'll give you an example. My dear friend, Mark Sparks, is for instance, in this scenario. Mark has built over 50 companies, a dozen of those to a 9-figure exit, and 4 of those companies were software companies. Now, what is hilarious about that is Mark himself is, well, what we call technically challenged. He still has trouble attaching files to emails. He types with his index fingers, and don't even try to get him on a Zoom. So how is that possible? How is a guy so technically inept able to build brilliant software companies that sell for more than $100 million? Here's how. Mark is an excellent leader. He doesn't need to know software. He knows people. Human leadership is the one meta skill that transcends everything. I hope you got that key point. Let me say it again. Human leadership is the one meta skill that transcends everything. Leadership is the ultimate meta skill. And with it, you can build and you can dominate in anything that you want. In the age of algorithms and automation, mastering the meta skill of leadership gives you mastery over your future. It's not just a skill, it's the one remaining human superpower in an increasingly digital world. Are you catching this? If there is one skill that you want to double, triple, quadruple down on in the year ahead, it is growing exponentially in your leadership ability. And this takes us to the third meta skill, learning and adaptability. Change is happening so fast these days. Constant learning and adaptation are not just competitive advantage, it's now survival of the fittest, survival of the quickest learned. It is as simple and as brutal as that. Those who learn to adapt will thrive, and those who don't will become extinct. Are you ready to learn and adapt faster than ever before? Your ability to thrive in 2024 depends on you saying hell yes to that question. There is a giant socio-economic gap between the haves and have-nots. Have you noticed? And this gap is expected to widen even further. Income inequality has been steadily rising here in the United States and in most Western civilizations around the world, and that inequity is accelerating, like it or not. MIT economist David Autor points out that two different effects are taking place simultaneously. One is the middle class is being compressed into the bottom. And the second thing that's happening is that the top performers, well, they're doing a lot better than the rest, a lot. The future of the economy is a combination of extremes between low-skilled, low-wage workers and highly skilled, higher-paid individuals. You need to make your choice, the choice of what side of the gap you want to end up on and have your family's future end up on. And most of today's highly paid job roles or current successful companies either didn't even exist as they do now or didn't exist at all just a decade ago. This means the only way that they got to that position is that they learned it in real time. They learned it recently. And they succeeded because they learned faster and adapted quicker to the changing landscape. And as a result, those are the ones reaping the disproportionate amount of the fruits of this new world. I'll use myself as an example in this meta skill. I've always had an intensive growth mindset. I had to. I had no choice. I was raised by a university football coach, single father. You had to succeed or else. Success was my dad's only love language. You succeeded or you were shunned. The problem was I wasn't uniquely gifted academically. It didn't matter. No excuses. Get good grades or else. You had to figure it out. So I had to work harder, I had to study longer, and I aggressively sought learning hacks and advantages in order to get myself back to the top grade level. I also wasn't uniquely gifted athletically. It didn't matter. No excuses. Perform well or else. You had to figure it out. So I had to work harder, practice longer, and I aggressively sought out training advantages. As a result, seeking learning advantages and adapting quickly to my new challenges became my one super strength. And it turns out that strength is a meta skill superpower. This is how I was able to enter a dozen different industries, none of which I was educated in or trained in before entering it, yet was able to rise from obscurity to the top of each of those industries. How? Learning and adaptability. A, I quickly sought out a learning advantage. I simply outlearned everybody else in the industry. And B, adaptability. I was best when I entered an industry that was in crisis. Why? Because adaptability became my advantage. I got into real estate only months after Black Monday. The real estate market froze up and hundreds of thousands of realtors went belly up. I thrived. I did a successful turnaround for an educational software company months following the No Child Left Behind bill that was passed, and all educational funding froze up. I relaunched Success Magazine during ground zero of the financial crisis, March of 2008, and turned it into the most successful first issue magazine launch in history. During crisis, difficulty, or recessive markets, most cower, hunker, or freeze up. I learn, adapt, and I act with massive action. Challenging times are always the greatest times of opportunity for fast action learners and those quick to adapt to the new now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with all the turbulence and volatility that we face heading into 2024, this is one of those opportunities, but only if you double, triple down on your learning and prepare to act fast and adapt quickly. Will you? I don't know. We'll see, right? All right. The fourth meta skill, and this is a big one, and maybe one of the hardest to acquire. According to David McClellan of Harvard University, who spent his entire career studying human performance, David concluded that this one factor that I'm about to reveal to you is more important in determining your success or failure than any other single factor in human performance. So what do you think it is? Think about it. What could possibly get in the way of you achieving your big goals in 2024? What obstacles are even greater than the threats I've already outlined? Economic volatility, technical displacement and disruption, the misinformation epidemic, global war and conflicts, and social, political strife and tribal division. You are surrounded by this obstacle all day, every day. There are 8 billion of these obstacles wandering around on this planet. So what is the obstacle? Yeah, people. The people around you have more power over you than you know. They are always influencing you in subtle but profound and life-altering ways, even without you realizing it at all. It's kind of like this, okay? The best analogy I've been able to come up with to make this make sense is, have you ever been floating out on a lake or maybe on an inner tube or a raft, and you just lay back a bit to relax, taking in the sun, and then only a few short minutes, you look up and you realize, holy hell, you drifted a half mile down the shore. You had no idea. While you were laying there, you felt completely still, but the subtle undercurrent took you down the shore without you even noticing. This is also how subtle and powerful your associations unconsciously influence you in one direction or another. You won't even notice it while it's happening. It won't be until you look up a year, 3 or 10 years down the line, and you realize, holy hell, you ended up miles from where you wanted to be in life. My mentor, Jim Rohn, would often warn me. He said, careful, your associations don't shove you in a direction. That would make it obvious. No, he said, they just nudge you ever so slightly over time, which is what makes it so insidious. You already know the adage that Jim made popular. You become the combined average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, reflect on the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they better than you? Are they elevating you to where you aspire to be? Write this down. You will rise or fall to the level of your associations. The greatest coach of all time, John Wooden, would say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Wow, that's big time stuff. Who you choose to associate and spend time with has a greater long-term impact on your health, your wealth, and your happiness than all other factors in your life. Or as Zig would like to put it, he said, if you want to fly with the eagles, you can't continue to scratch with the turkeys. The fourth meta skill is your ability to cultivate expanded associations. You want to surround yourself with people who have the mindset, the habits, and dedication that you want to have yourself, and you'll rise together. Yet, most people put more conscious thought into picking the color of their phone case. It's a well-known fact that 80% plus of all business opportunities, all career opportunities, all joint ventures, partnerships, dream client acquisitions, key hires, vital vendor relationships, investor relationships, etc., are filled through the network of personal relationships. Here's a key point for your notes. To improve your net worth, improve your network. Your net worth will only be as great as your network. And to develop your network takes work. That is why it is a skill, a meta skill. You aren't born into the right relationships. You have to earn them to unlock all other doors that you desire to get through. Now, I get it. This is hard. It's difficult to access and connect with the elevated associations that you need to help you get to where you want to go. A, they're busy achieving, and B, they're usually not looking for more friends. They have enough people pulling on them all day. So, what do you have to do? You have to go where they're already going. Where is an existing association, club, or community where the type of like-minded, like level, and like ambition expanded associations that you're looking for are already gathered around a shared interest or shared purpose? That's the key. And this isn't as straightforward as it sounds. In my up and coming years, thanks to my mentorship from Jim, I understood how valuable it was to cultivate these expanded associations. But I had zero access to these types of people. So I tried all sorts of things to go where wealthy and successful people hung out. I joined expensive country clubs, private dining clubs, society groups, angel investment clubs. I even joined symphony groups. I joined prestigious boards of companies where other notable successful people were, but all to little or no avail. Here's why. I learned something very valuable, and this is an important takeaway for you here too as well. I can save you lots of time and trouble right now, right, John Glutch? Just because somebody might have social status or be rich in a bank account, that does not mean that they have stature or are rich in the mind. Meaning, somebody being wealthy doesn't necessarily mean that that someone is aggressively interested in learning and growing and stretching and expanding and pushing themselves personally. Or just because somebody might be materially successful, that doesn't mean that they're rich in the heart. Meaning, somebody being successful doesn't necessarily mean that that someone is willing and wanting to share, to support, to assist, to actively engage in exchanging ideas. Being rich in the wallet is actually not that rare. It's really important you understand that there are lots of wealthy and successful people out there in the world, way more than most people think. But rich in the wallet and head and heart, that's rare indeed. And it's really difficult to befriend that caliber of person, especially if you don't have much to offer them to start. Now, because I know how important this is, and because I know how hard this is, having experienced the difficulty of trying to make these connections myself, that is why I am putting together this special leadership community cohort for 2024. I have the ability to bring together those types of leaders and growth-minded achievers to help you instantly have access to a rich community of influential leaders, impact makers, and givers. For all the reasons we discussed, 2024 will be a pivotal year, a transformational year. It will be a make or break year for many. Even very veteran and capable leaders and achievers, if they don't double down on these meta skills that we've discussed, generative AI, leadership, learning and adapting, and fortifying themselves with expanded associations, they will struggle and be compressed further to the bottom of the gap. As I mentioned, this gap is widening between the haves and have-nots. And by the end of 2024, a lot of people are likely to be doing worse than they are now. And a small percentage will be doing a lot better. And I mean a lot better. So here's what I'm after. If you're with me now, if you showed up here, if you've stayed locked in and are still listening to me now and didn't pop off through your monkey brain being distracted and doing something else, I intend for you to end up on the latter side of the gap if you choose to join us in this special 2024 leadership community cohort. This community cohort has been carefully designed to solve for every one of the meta skills that you need to prosper in 2024 and beyond. Generative AI, leadership development, learning and adapting, and acquiring those invaluable expanded associations. Now, you may wonder if these meta skills that we've been talking about are relevant to your unique situation. Let me assure you, these are universal influencing skills for any achiever that apply across all roles in any industry and all personal ambitions, no matter your role, no matter your business, and no matter your personal goals. To attack the learning, adapting, and leadership development meta skills, we will venture through the growth adventure of Hero's Journey, the Hero's Journey leadership development system together as a leadership community. Now, for those who are unfamiliar, the Hero's Journey Leadership Curriculum is a 5-stage, 21-module leadership experience that takes place over an entire year. One new training module is delivered bi-weekly, along with special quests to complete to implement your newly acquired leadership principles. And then we also send you this beautiful hardbound 4-color printed hero guidebook as a gift, and this will be your navigation guide through your journey. Then after each module, you also get a recorded Q&A mentoring session with me. 21 of those private mentoring sessions throughout the year. You have to understand, I'm paid $5,000 minimum for these types of Q&A advisory sessions with executive leader groups like this. So the mentoring sessions alone are literally worth $105,000 to help you with the meta skill of expanding your associations. For this special cohort, we have created a new platform called the Hero Hub, where this hero community cohort will meet. This is where you can connect with, network with, and share resources with the other global leaders in this 2024 leadership cohort. We've also lined up several of our superheroes. These are some of our most respected community leaders who have been through and completed their own hero's journey before and are now coming back committed to helping you on yours. These superheroes will be hosting special meetups exclusive with this cohort where you can meet with and get to know the other extraordinary global leaders that will be part of this special leadership cohort. And on the Hero Hub is where you can also find a high-level accountability partner and be part of what we call an after-action huddle group, or build your own personal power tribe, as many have started to call it. This is where iron sharpens iron. As you connect virtually with a group of 5 to 10 other leaders on a bi-weekly basis to review your quests experience and to share your learning epiphanies. And this is where those rich, expanded associations come from. When you have this shared purpose and you've had this shared adventure and you've grown together and shared together, these are where these lifelong relationships are forged. And they're forged with extraordinary leaders who are also part of the cohort. Here's the bottom line. The relationships you forge during this adventure will be future changing for you. You won't believe who you will now get to call a close and personal friend. These are the leaders and achievers that you've been looking for in your expanded associations. I just hope that you understand the importance of this. Nowhere else will you find a community made up of this type of elevated association. With this criteria, number one, like-minded. Those 100% assuredly growth-minded, committed, those who will show up, play full out, and are willing to put in the work. Such a small percentage of our population fits into that description. Think about it. How many of your friends, family, and colleagues are on this broadcast right now, even though it was offered as a free public service? How many of them read personal growth books or watch Darren daily every morning like you do? Yeah, very few, right? See, you are rare. And that is why it is hard for you to find others like you. Number two, they're at a like level. Those who are leaders, people of consequence and influence, leaders of multinational corporations, small to mid-sized businesses, high-performance teams, significant charities and nonprofits, and those who understand their examples' profound impact on their peer circle and their family at home. 98 to 99% of the population are followers. You only want to associate with those who recognize that they are a leader and how their impact on others matters. And then number three, a like ambition. When the call to action is given, they step up, they make the investment, they pay the money. That is what actually separates them from the imposters. Imposters might attend what's free. They talk about success, growth, and being a person of excellence. But when the call to adventure comes, they cower. Everyone in this special leadership community cohort will have stepped up, made the investment, and answered the call, assuring you these are the associations that you seek. Now, you might feel unsure if you will fit in with this group of high achievers and influential leaders. Just know that this cohort is purposefully diverse, welcoming, and inclusive, valuing each member's unique perspective and experience. It's your growth-mindedness and it's your commitment to learning that qualifies you. I hope that you understand that, and I hope you understand that this is your chance to connect with these other type of influencers. Now, on the generative AI front, I have something crazy exciting to share with you. Let me take a sip before I do. For many months now, we have been working on a secret project. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into the programming, development, and the training of a customized AI, essentially a AI clone of me. It's called HardyBot. My team likes to call it Darren on your desk. How would you like to have 24/7, 365 access directly to me? Access to ask me any leadership question that you have, to have me available to help you with any leadership problem that you face, or have me help you prepare for any influencing that you need to do, whether that is preparing for an important recruiting conversation or a tough conversation that needs to be had with a teammate, maybe help to package an important client or investor presentation, or put together an inspiring talk for your staff meeting, or any advice or guidance that you want on almost any leadership question, situation, or circumstance that you encounter. It can be answered as if I were sitting at your desk talking directly with you. The HardyBot is an AI that has been trained on the entire Hero's Journey curriculum, all 60 hours of the 5-stage, 21-module development program, all 40 plus hours of me answering the most critical leadership questions asked by our heroes going through the leader adventure, the entire 343-page hero guidebook, and the entire golden facilitator guidebook, and more. This revolutionary HardyBot is exclusive to this 2024 Hero Community Cohort. Only this cohort will have access. Think of the advantage that this will give you over all your peers and competitors. Having me sitting shotgun with you all day as you lead your team, as you lead your family, as you lead your life. Together, we could put you in a position to break records, either your personal best records or even potentially industry records. Now, in terms of entry, the Hero's Journey Leadership Curriculum was designed to be $15,000 as an enrollment all by itself, okay? And that's before the new proprietary Hero Hub platform for you to find and connect with selected accountability partners and your After Action Power Tribe. And that is before getting access to the revolutionary HardyBot, which is worth the price of enrollment all by itself. Think about how much you'd have to pay otherwise, right? To have me on 24/7 retainer, to guide you and answer all your questions all day. I promise you, you couldn't afford it, okay? But the HardyBot will be included exclusively to this 2024 Hero Community Cohort. Now, you might think that this access and this level of training is out of your financial reach, but let me assure you, I have structured this so that anyone with a sincere interest in stepping up to be a person of positive influence in our world in 2024 can join us. Enrollment is not $15,000. You'll see how crazy inexpensive it is on the enrollment page, as little as a few $100s monthly, less than $10 a day, to ensure that you have the tools and contacts to protect your family and build the life of your dreams and legacy, right? Oh, and yes, here's the deal, okay? You have to understand this. You do have to make an investment to be part of this group. That is actually an important part of the process. Why? One, it's my filter. It's how we separate out the spectators, the wannabes, and the fakers from the doers, deciders, and winners. You see, these days, I only want to work with doers, period. I can't want for others more than they want for themselves. I can't do for others more than they will do for themselves. I've tried for decades. It's futile and it's disheartening. Number two, it's your filter. This is how you are assured these associations are like-minded, like level, and like ambition. You only want to work with doers, period. And this is how you get access to a gold mine of doers. If somebody doesn't care enough about their better future to invest in their growth, they are not the right association for you. Number three, it's the first step of growth. Making an investment is a statement to yourself, a statement of, I am worth it. My future is worth it. My better impact on my peers and family is worth it. The great thing is, this is the only investment you need to make in your personal growth all year long. With this cohort and our shared learning adventure, you will be fully equipped with all that you need all year long from a personal growth standpoint. You'll have the training and the associations and the ongoing community connection and support and the 24/7 guidance of the HardyBot. So, if you join us, you could just check off personal development off your to-do list. It will be taken care of, right? Check. One decision eliminates the need for 100 other future to-dos and decisions. Voila. Okay. Now, the rest of you might wonder, okay, can I afford the time investment to be part of this special cohort? Let me assure you, every aspect of this cohort is designed to maximize your potential without overwhelming your schedule. Our alumni is filled with some of the busiest and most successful leaders in the world. If it has worked for them, I promise it will work for you too. Hey, look, what else are you going to do? How else are you going to ensure your future? How else are you going to acquire these meta skills and learn them at the level of mastery? Where else are you going to get access to a community of like achievers participating in a shared learning journey together, inspired to share ideas, contacts, and resources together like this? The answer is nowhere else. I know this firsthand. I've been out there seeking for this myself in my up and coming years. That is why I am putting it together for you. As you step into the perilous dangers and the staggering opportunities of 2024, you will no longer be alone. You will have me directly during the Hero's Journey adventure and digitally through the HardyBot. And you will have a global cohort of influential leaders as allies, all with a shared purpose to support, help, and encourage you. I cannot stress enough how important and how powerful all that will be for you. If you ask, who is this cohort for? The answer is anyone. Anyone, that is, who truly aspires to positively impact the world, even if only the world that is right around you. If you do aspire to make a positive impact, this is your call to action. If you don't, that's okay too. It's up to you, right? In a world that skews negative, what I'm doing here is rallying those who want to light the way to a brighter, more hopeful future. And I do hope that that's you. And then the fifth and final meta skill, if you are keeping count, that will make you unstoppable. Number 5 is making your purpose personal. When you do, no matter your background, you can conquer any Goliath that you will face ahead. Let me explain this in a story, okay? In the pantheon of sporting legends, there is a David and Goliath story like no other. This story takes place when Iron Mike Tyson was the unconquerable titan of boxing. This is during Tyson's fearsome reign. Tyson threw punches that landed like a nuclear missile, one that could cripple even the most indomitable giants, having them end up face down on the canvas. And at the time of this story, Mike Tyson had amassed a perfect 37 straight victories, every victory being more ferocious than the last. He had never once been beaten. He was the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. This story, however, isn't about Tyson's victories. It's about another man who dared to step into the ring to face him. A 42-1 underdog. Someone, by the fight commentator's own words, was expected to be, quote, annihilated in 90 seconds or less, just as Tyson had done to the very last opponent who had faced him. But this man was steeled by a personal purpose no one knew about. The man's name was Buster Douglas. The world viewed the match between Tyson and Douglas as nothing more than a preamble, a mere exhibition to whet the appetite of fight fans for the main course, Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. Douglas was dismissed as a footnote, a simple warm-up act before the main event. But weeks before the match, in a moment of maternal grace, Buster's mother, Lula Pearl, looked into her son's eyes and planted a seed of belief that would later grow into an unshakable oak. Mama Pearl said to Buster, "Baby, you can win." And she said it with a conviction that was both gentle and fierce. "Okay, Mama," he said. Her words would be her last gift to her son. Lula Pearl passed away just 23 days before Buster's fight with Tyson. Now, draped in a shroud of sorrow, Buster transformed his quest into something far more profound. It's now the 8th round of the fight. Tyson has been beating on Buster mercilessly. No one thought he'd last even this long. But it was in the 8th round that Mike Tyson, the juggernaut, as predicted, sent Buster Douglas to the canvas. The crowd gasped, fully expecting the familiar end to a Tyson onslaught. The referees count sealing another Mike Tyson victory. But as Douglas lay there, the silence of his fallen moment was filled with the echo of his mother's word. With every count, her words became louder, drowning out the noise of the expectant crowd, drowning out the doubt, drowning out the fear, until all that was left was the raw, unyielding essence of his personal vow to Mama Pearl. Rising like a phoenix from the ashes of defeat, Douglas stood back up to face Goliath still. And it was in the 10th round when a stunning reversal came. In a symphony of jabs, hooks, and unwavering will, fueled by the might of a promise to his mother, Buster Douglas shocked the world. The world watched in disbelief as the Goliath, Iron Mike Tyson, crumbled to the canvas. In that moment, the impossible was made real. Buster Douglas, the underdog, was crowned the new heavyweight champion of the world. How did he do it? How did this David, the one the world laughed at, in a contest with the greatest Goliath in the boxing world has ever known, how did he defeat him? It was because to Tyson, this was just a boxing match, a contest. But to Douglas, it was personal. It was a vow to his recently passed mother. That made all the difference in the world. It even overcame fear, doubt, and an opponent with unmatched talent and ferocity. Here's a key line for your notes here. Heart beats brawn. I hope you got that. Heart beats brawn. When it becomes personal, you become possessed with an indomitable power. You access a superpower in you that is indescribable. We all have it. You only have to ignite it. Now, this is not just a tale of boxing. It is a metaphor for all the challenges that you will face heading into this turbulent new year. To steel yourself, to armor yourself with an indomitable will, a fierce resolve, and a determined relentlessness, here's what you need to do. Are you ready? Make it personal. Find your purpose and then make that purpose personal. Let me give you another example to make this super clear, okay? I'm going to use somebody right here in our community. Many of you probably know him. His name is Dan Page. He's one of our Hardy Club captains. Dan is in the commercial real estate lending industry. And as you probably know, that industry has been hit hard recently. Every conceivable variable to grow his business and generate income has become much more difficult. Then add to that, Dan was faced with a very personal situation involving his son. A situation that in order to help his son, he would have to earn hundreds of thousands of dollars more after tax income than he was already challenged to make based on the market conditions. Oh, and he had to generate it within 6 months, start to finish. The task seemed impossible, like David facing Goliath, Douglas facing Tyson. And it would be impossible if it wasn't very personal for Dan. Well, guess what? He did it. And as he wrote in his email to me, he said, quote, "It brings me tears to my eyes just telling you this story." Here's also what he said, quote, "While I am always motivated to push hard, working 50 to 60 hours a week, the fire I had with this goal was far different than any other I'd experienced. Now I actually understand," he said, "what it literally feels like to have that fire in the belly. Having realized this, and the greater power that I have inside," he said, "I'm coming up with additional emotionally based motivations to keep that fire burning to hit even larger goals. For example," he said, "our oldest son and granddaughter live in the Northwest. We visit when we can, but my wife and I want to see more of them. So I want to purchase a second home in a resort town on the Oregon coast, which would be about in the $2 million range. So to motivate myself, I'm focusing on seeing my granddaughter frolicking in the waves and building sandcastles outside our new home as a way to keep that burning desire and momentum in full gear." And then he finished off by saying, "I cannot tell you how much fire I wake up with each morning, seeing that picture in my head. It's incredible." So for you, listening to me now, here's what you want to do. Transform your goals from mere aspirations into personal crusades. When you tie your pursuit to something profound, something important, something meaningful and personal to you, something that resonates with the core of who you are, your fight becomes fiercer and your resilience unbreakable. For those who choose to join us in the 2024 Hero Community Cohort, here's one thing I can promise you. As we venture through the hero's journey, you will find your purpose, that deeper drive and determination you have latent inside, waiting to be ignited, stoked, and set on fire. You will come face to face with your far more fearsome power and potential. You'll amaze yourself and everyone around you at what you can achieve once activated. You see, the hero's journey is not an adventure through the outside world, but it's an adventure through your inner world. Everyone thinks that the hero's journey is a battle that has to be won out there, out in the marketplace, out in the community, fighting the enemies and naysayers around you. But the battle is not fought and won in the outer world. The battle is fought and won in the inner world. And you win that victory, and all the victories in the outside world become easy. I'm telling you, it is you who could rise up to be the hero to your tribe, to your family, to your organization, to your neighborhood, to your peers, to all those around you looking to you and counting on you. Now, you might be thinking, a hero? Me? Look, listen to me here. The definition of a hero is simply this: an ordinary person put into an extraordinary circumstance who chooses to take action. Did you catch that? Well, these are extraordinary circumstances. So this is your chance. This is your shot. That is if you choose to take action. I am here today telling you, you were born for this moment in history. To be with me here, hearing this message right now, being invited into this special cohort to take this heroic journey. This is not an accident. This is why you are here. This is your call to adventure. And then here's something fun I just want to do, okay? I have this tumbler on my desk, and I freaking love it. It reminds me all day of my responsibility to be a leader of hope, a heroic leader, a leader of significance and positive influence on all those that I engage with throughout my day. So I'll tell you what, for those who register for our 2024 Hero Community Cohort from this broadcast, meaning right now, and while the supply of these that I have lasts, I will ship you one of these tumblers just as a personal gift, okay? You'll love it. It's an excellent physical reminder sitting on your desk, speaking to you all day, drawing out the greater hero in you. And yes, the alumni will send you the link. And if you register today, I will also send you one of these as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed our time here together today. I promised to identify the unique challenges that we'll face in the new year, the 5 meta skills to master in order to remain indispensable, irreplaceable, and invaluable, regardless of the disruption and displacement coming, and to seize the unique opportunities that we'll encounter. And I offered you a chance to join me and thousands of top leaders and influencers so that we can support you all the way through these exciting and terrifying times. You will now have an entire community of global leaders to help and support you all the way through. We have a live kickoff session exclusive to this Hero Community Cohort that will be on January 9th that you absolutely will want to be a part of. So this is your moment, a true once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to step into a community of leaders who will shape the future. Even if you still have reservations, joining this cohort is about taking a leap of faith in yourself and your potential. As Richard Branson puts it, say yes to the opportunity first, then figure out how to do it. And know that we will be there to support you every step of the way. I really do hope that you choose to join us. I know that you are meant to. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. It would be a shame for you to have gotten all the way here as you were called to be and then not answer your call. We can help you forge a future greater than your imagination right now by working together. But the choice is yours, okay? You're free to accept my invitation or refuse it. We will see. The ball is now in your court. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time and attention. Now is the time to act. Be fleet of foot. I hope that this is only the beginning of our grand and heroic adventure together. And with that, I bid you bye-bye for now.
Allie from the A-Team here. Darren made a really big announcement introducing a special 2024 Hero Community Cohort. Now, this is where you can join thousands of the top global leaders already registered to adventure together through an all-new experience of Hero's Journey, featuring several new and exciting features. So you can click the link below to learn more, but one feature that I'll point out because it's awesome and we're all really excited about it, it's called HardyBot, or as we call it internally, Darren on your desk. Now, how would you like to have 24/7, 365 access to Darren? Access to ask him any leadership questions that you have, or have him help you with any leadership problem that you face. Or you can have him help you prepare for any influencing you need to do, whether it's preparing for a tough conversation with a teammate, packaging a client or investor presentation, or putting together an inspirational speech for your team. All of that and any advice or guidance that you want on almost any leadership question can be answered as if it was Darren sitting right on your desk talking straight to you. Now, the HardyBot is an AI. It's been trained on the entire Hero's Journey curriculum, all 60 hours of the 5-stage, 21-module development program, all 40-plus hours of Darren answering the most critical leadership questions directly to heroes going through the learning adventure, and more. Now, Darren has invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into the development of this revolutionary Hardy bot, and the 2024 Hero Community Cohort will get exclusive access to it. Think of the advantage that this will give you over all of your peers and your competitors, having Darren available to you, well, right on your desk. Again, you can learn more below, so be sure to check it out right away.